But what do you think about cultures wise? Maybe yourself, you're maybe an extrovert. I mean, you are, it's good you dare to speak up and in a way like sell yourself, right?
Yes.
But for many people, they always feel like maybe it feels like wrong if I'm selling myself to my boss and talking about my achievements just to get a promotion. I mean,
no.
What's your thoughts on
No,
that? Yeah.
It depends. It's like I'm not confronting my boss, right? I mean, I'm not going and saying, and I did not tell it to a boss whom I knew for 15 days. I'd worked with him for six months.
Okay.
Most of the time, because at that time he was single, I was single. We used to like stay in office till late, working, have dinners after. So we had a strong bond also. I mean, so we had a very good working relationship with each other. So then it was, once I developed I knew that he had also seen me work hard.
Yes.
And it was clear that because both of us were working hard, we never thought about promotion angle, all these things. It was more about we working towards a greater purpose of e-commerce and stuff. So sometimes these small things get missed. And so then, because I had that comfort, and I'll be honest, over the last 6 years possibly I've become an extrovert. When I started, no, I was still shy. It was new country for me. You know, it was still a new country for me. And then when I asked, he understood, and in a completely polite way. I think so, more than whether you're an extrovert or introvert, it depends on how a fair assessment of yourself first. That's very important. And the second thing, going and asking in a fair way matters.
I see. Now, it's interesting also, I mean, you talk about you being close to your boss, 6 months plus, working very late nights. So I believe your boss will have found you very reliable, right? Dependable, or sometimes the word people say indispensable, right? Like really, your boss, how do you make your boss or your team cannot live without you? I mean, what are some of the practical steps other than just working very hard, like you think that can put someone into that kind of position?
So basically, I think so. That's why feedback. You know, it comes back to feedback ultimately, because you work hard. Yeah, I mean, people always say, right, there are two kinds of workers: work hard, work smart. Yeah, but then when they say smart, what do you mean? What do they mean? It doesn't mean like they want you to finish a 10-hour job in 5 hours because you're just super smart. But it's more like, as you keep working hard, you have to also make sure whatever you're doing, how is it super valuable to the company? And that's what feedback matters. Again, when you talk to a bunch of people, you realize, you know, your peers, your boss, how they look at you, how they look at your work. So you can also keep assessing yourself how indispensable, how valuable. Indispensable is to some maybe valuable you are to a company, because it's more about value, adding value to a company, right? So then you kind of keep assessing how valuable you are, and then you realize, okay, I am valuable to this company. And that's why the importance of feedback. And once you do that, you definitely are in a good position, you know, to be valued by the company and seen as indispensable resource by the company.
Great. Yeah, I mean, it seems feedback is really a key ingredient for many other benefits or enablers,
Exactly.
right? Of this career progression.
Because, and I'll be honest, right? I mean, we've been in this industry, we've been working for a long time. We've had the benefit of having teams and all, and we always think like, you know, maybe it's my duty to give feedback. I don't need feedback. Honestly, I think so that's the biggest misconception, you know, because there's a long way to go. And it's important that as you keep growing in your career, it's even more important to get feedback.
Okay.
You know, and to keep learning and to keep growing.
Okay, great. Now, another one that people always ask, mentor. I mean, have you had many mentors, or at least even one in your career?
So as I said, right, before I started my career, mentor, my father.
Your father.
But then quickly after I got my first job, I lived in a different city. But then I could clearly see that the importance of mentor, somebody who is, because you can be super smart, I'll tell you, you know, you could be the smartest guy on the earth, but then there's something that experience brings, which purely intelligence cannot. And that's where the importance of mentor comes from.
Okay.
Yeah. So in my first job, luckily Exxon again, you know, it was a super organized company, been there for 100+ years. They had an official mentorship program. You know, so it was easy for me to find a mentor who was not from my department, but had enough experience in ExxonMobil to tell me, okay, this is the culture, this is how it works. If you're working like this, I mean, unless that's how you know how to work, adapt to different cultures. So that really helped me to grow. And even when filling up my appraisal form, he advised me, how should I had so many achievements. It was also like how you articulate those achievements also matters, you know, and when people assess you. So there I could clearly see an importance of a mentor. And after that, it just became indispensable. Whenever I joined a company, it was not like day one I'm already looking for mentors, right? But then that's where you interact with people. That's where you talk to different people or also get to know people. Every time you do not have to go for tea breaks, and then you assess like, okay, this person has enough experience in the company and in general in the industry, and so can have valuable insights for me and help me grow.
Great.
Because as I said, right, your first feedback is going to come possibly from peers and many a time a mentor to help you grow. And then when I moved to Lazada, also in different sections, I had different mentors. Sometimes even my own bosses, because I really trusted them. Like my ex-boss Hari, he was my boss and also one of my biggest mentors. Because and then even now I have mentors from a different department in one championship who keep telling me like what do I need to do, how this company functions. So mentorship is very important for you to continuously keep improving. And also, I'll be honest, right? Even if you're doing the thing you love the most, you'll go through a lot of ups and downs. And in those times, giving you an emotional stability or a completely impartial view. Because most of the time, they're not from your department.
So they're also like your support system then.
Exactly. Then they become your support system because you also respect them for their experience.
Yep.
And also they can give you a view that's completely impartial.
Okay.
And that's why mentorship becomes very important.
That's great. That's great. So maybe, just to wrap things up a bit, I mean, like, what would be your advice, to any people who are still studying in school or first jobbers? What would be the top 3-5 career hacks you wish you had heard, just as you start, that could have accelerated your career as fast as it is today or faster? Yeah.
So maybe I have like 3 to 4 things I should say.
Okay.
Number 1, have goals. Yeah, as I said in the beginning, always have goals. I mean, honestly, yes, in my father's time, it was more like I want to be a VP at the age of 60. It was fine. The companies evolve slowly, things change slowly. It was fine, but still now also in this dynamic economy, dynamic times, goals are still important. Just make it shorter. Have those goals, and goals will keep changing. Never think that my kind of goal setting was this 5 years ago. It has to be like this. No, if you're not evolving, people perish. That's what, change is the only constant, people say, right?
Yep.
So that's why I have goals, but make sure that it's evolving. The second thing, as I said, feedback. I mean, one thing that has helped me improve both personally and professionally was the feedback that I get, personally from my wife, even my kid. When I get angry, he cries and tells me that I don't like an angry dad. So I improve, and then professionally from peers and stuff. So feedback helps you learn, helps you adapt, helps you grow.
Great.
And the third most important thing for me is be flexible. I mean, that's one thing that I've realized, because in this changing world, so many things happen, right? I mean, 2008, there was a crisis. So many people would have been super happy in 2004, December 25th, the tsunami happens. It changed everything. So you never know what would happen. Even on an economic front, you don't know what will happen. So be flexible so that you can quickly adapt and change, and then make yourself relevant easily.
Right.
And the most important thing this my CEO in the current job tells me is suffer for your greatness.
Suffer for your greatness.
Because that's very important. You might be doing the thing that you most love. Like example, you might be a video game player. You like playing video games 16 hours a day. You get a job in Valve.
Yes.
It might. But then, honestly, for you to succeed, just because you like what you do, doesn't mean that it'll come easy. You still have to work hard. You still have to suffer. You still have to go through the ups and downs that everybody goes through to achieve greatness. And that's very, very important. So, as I say, suffer for your greatness.
Very inspiring. Very inspiring. So again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think you have given us 4 very valuable advices, if I capture it correctly. For sure, you talk about goals, right? And the need to break down goals to shorter term and be ready to evolve them. And then you also talk about being flexible, right? Along the way, never know what things may happen. And don't forget to get feedback, because it's not just about you. You need to know what people think about you. And it's 360-degree feedback, right? So that's really, really good. Really, really good. And of course, for me, the fact that, you are here to share and you have such a illustrious career, I think a lot of people hopefully can apply that and really be, hacking their career through it.
Amazing. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for coming here, and all the best.
Thank you, Richie.
Okay, cool.